David, we're starting to see a lot of advertisers and companies really start to lean into video and have that become a very intentional part of the content creation process. Why do you think that advertisers want video as part of their branded content right now?
Yeah, I think one, they like themselves as like users consume information, that way. Just kind of a funny thing. Oftentimes we like talk at the newsroom and we're trying to like, push like, something with digital or, video and say, hey, how do you consume information? Well, yeah, I do it that way. So why not write it that way? And I think it's sort of the same thing with advertisers that they kind of like see their competitors, see themselves, want to see themselves there. I remember when we were, my, before we did consulting, we were running this real estate site in Dallas, and a co-founder and I were talking to realtors before we, launched that product, and they all said that they needed content and they needed to be in front of people, and they really meant they needed to be like on video in front of people, and they weren't totally comfortable to do that. So we were trying to devise a product that would allow them to be able to sort of like do that. And so I just clearly today, like the data shows us that, social video really works well. And I think with sponsored content, it is so effective because one, you can bring their expertise in there in terms of like their face and their voice or voiceover and in so many different ways, but also we can like story tell too in ways that we know really works well. We talk a lot about lists and Q&As and breaking things down in the story. Well, that same like chunky, approach works very well in videos when you take the highlight of the three tips that you need to know if you're going to try to do this with your kitchen and being able to sort of like visualize it that way. So I think it's important just in terms of like what's happening with the algorithm and audience, but also it just fits so well with how, we kind of like, create content today. So that's kind of how I would think about it.